According to the article, Mindfulness and Healthiness is Paying Attention Good for You, 8 in 10 college students experience stress in their everyday lives in the past 3 months. This number could be lowered if students were introduced to mindfulness and meditation techniques implemented in their education. Schools should implement mindfulness practices and training for educators and students in their curriculum. So now that I've defined the problem, I'm going to talk about what mindfulness is. Mindfulness has been defined as a non-judgmental, non-elaborative awareness of the present moment, an awareness that allows for acknowledgement and acceptance of feelings, thoughts, and sensations as they arise. There are 3 basic teachings of mindfulness that have been taught across the board, whether it be from Buddhist teachings or some of the mindfulness curriculums that I looked up. These include breathing, visualization, and self-guided movement. Breathing includes shutting one's eyes, focusing purely on the breath, feeling your body inhale and exhale. This allows you to clear your head, center your head, and focus your heartbeat. Visualization embodies the idea of seeking out change in one's world by visualizing the change. So basically, let's say I want to get an A on my final. I'm going to close my eyes, picture myself studying hard and getting an A on my final, and hopefully the change will take action. I'll take action to do that now. And then self-guided movement includes stretching and yoga. So, how can mindfulness affect the student's brain to help them learn and become better students? So, mindfulness improves cognitive ability. What is cognitive ability? It is defined as the ability of an individual to perform the various mental activities most closely associated with learning and problem solving. So basically, I had to use cognitive ability to make this presentation. We use it all the time. It's super crucial to our education. One study I found, titled Meditation in Higher Education, Does It Enhance Cognition?, performed in 2012, conducted a study, basically of college students conducted their cognitive levels before and after they took a mindfulness test. They had one group, the mindful group, and the control group. The mindful group took mindfulness classes throughout the semester, and prior to the study, both groups had about the same GPA, but after the semester was over, the mindfulness group was shown to have a much higher GPA than the control group, as you can see here. Next, mindfulness improves students' ability to pay attention, stay calm, and maintain self-control. Increases self-care, self-participation, and showing care for others. So this data comes from a mindfulness and meditation program called Mindful Schools. I'll mention it more later. But in this study, they took 937 children and 47 teachers from 3 public elementary schools in Oakland and separated them into an experimental group, which is the treatment group, and the control group. And this was basically just to test their mindfulness curriculum. So the treatment group went through the mindfulness program, and the control group did not. So as you can see, the levels for the treatment group are much higher in all 4 aspects: paying attention, calming and self-control, self-care, participation, and showing care for others, than the control group. And they also found that the curriculum shows promise for the use of mindfulness to decrease depressive symptoms in minority children and children in general. So, as you can see, mindfulness has many effects on the student's brain once taken into practice. Now that you've seen some of the benefits of teaching mindfulness curriculums in schools, what are some passive programs that we can take to implement mindfulness into schools? So now I've found a lot of programs that promote mindfulness practices, but of the extensive research that I've done, I found 3 that significantly stood out to me. These include UCLA Care Center for Child Anxiety and Resilience Education Support, or UCLA Cares, right there. Calm Classroom, this is some statistics from Calm Classroom, and Mindful Schools. UCLA Care Center offers training for kids and teens, which includes 9 interactive sessions once a week that build on the student's current education and current strengths and teach key skills related to communication, problem solving, goal setting, emotional regulation, and managing stress. Calm Classroom is the largest provided school-wide mindfulness program in the United States, serving over 35,000 teachers, 900,000 students, and 1,000 schools. They simply have a 3-minute exercises targeted on breathing, stretching, focusing, and relaxation for teachers and students to lead in class with little to no preparation required. Lastly, Mindful Schools, which was what I mentioned earlier in that statistic, provides training to educators with a 6-week online course to learn how to teach students from from their teachers how to practice and promote mindfulness in their education. So, now that I presented 3 basic curriculums for mindfulness, what can we do to get them into our school? We need to encourage education policymakers to implement mindfulness curriculums because, as you can see, it has a huge effect on our cognitive ability. And if mindfulness is implemented into school curriculum nationwide, it is likely that we will see an overall increase in cognitive ability and stress reduction throughout all students. I recommend to each and every one of you to research and consider practicing these self-care techniques as they can aid you in a very stressful time in our lives. Thank you.